Sheriff's got us opened up, Dave's gonna open us up for word of prayer.
I'll pray with you. Father, we are thankful for the day that you've given us, and Father, I thank you for the men and women that are here. Father, I just pray that you give us wisdom, Father, that we can make the decisions that would be pleasing to you. And Father, what we say and do would bring honor and glory to your name. Father, I pray for our first responders and our law enforcement. I just pray that you will keep them safe today, Father, and Father, we just ask that you guide, lead, and direct us. I thank you for Jesus. In his name I pray. Amen.
Amen. We got Miss Suzanne Brockway
Yeah.
here wanting to talk to us.
You want me to just
Yes,
stand from here? So I've talked with Mr. Dave. We bought my grandparents' place in November in North Haven, and just within the past month, since the weather has warmed up, we're starting to have our family, our neighbors, starting to have a problem with a white pit bull that goes across our property, comes up close to the house. We have small kids. I have a 6-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 5-month-old. And our neighbors have small kids. Other neighbors have grandkids. We have an elderly lady neighbor, a widow. Sheriff's Department's probably familiar with me calling by now because I've called several times in the animal control. So they have been out to this man's house to ask him to keep his pit bull put up. That's not happening. I know what we've been advised to do. We hate to do it, but I would like to request that we have either some sort of leash laws or vicious dog ordinance, something like that. I've called around to the surrounding counties, and I know somebody is checking on it too.
We're working on that also, yeah.
So, I just spoke with Marshall County. They do have a leash law.
They do?
And Tippah County has a vicious dog ordinance. When I say leash law, I don't mean that they necessarily have to be on a chain, but just some way of keeping it on that owner's property.
Right.
Now, I know we could build a fence to protect our kids and but that's putting, again, the responsibility and the cost on us when we don't own the dog. I feel like that responsibility should be on the dog owner. And so there have been instances in the news, reported on WTVA just recently, about a man in Myrtle who was mauled by his own pit bulls. I feel they're not a breed that can be trusted, especially around kids they're not used to. And, you know, since the weather's warmed up, my kids want to go outside and play. We're about to assemble a play set. And I might be in the kitchen.
Right.
And I had my 5-month-old, you know, in his bouncy seat in the carport the other day when the weather was nice. And then to know that there was a pit bull, you know, possibly loose just terrifies me. So then I was thinking just beyond our little neighborhood in North Haven, we have the Tanglefoot Trail. We want tourism coming to New Albany. So I would want something in place, something that the Sheriff's Department can enforce. Right now, there's nothing. I know people can break leash laws or dog ordinances, but right now, all we can do is just politely ask, could you please keep your dog put up?
Do they have somebody in Marshall County that does this full time?
I didn't ask that, but
That's some things we need to find out.
I think they do, Chad.
Do they?
They got a guy that's his job.
Call Marshall County and see what theirs is.
yeah, Marshall said, you know, they have to have some way of keeping them on their property.
Right. And it's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, this dog, I mean, besides just me being scared of it for my kids being outside to play, with some other neighbors, they have a silent fence for their shepherd, and this pit is causing that shepherd to break his silent fence, and then he doesn't want to come in because he'll get shot. So he's come in our storage room of our carport, gone through our recycling hamper, and spread about. So we've tried to talk to the owner. I know animal control, somebody from animal control has gone out to his house. And I know they'll follow up this week, but, again, it's just not happening. So I've talked to his dad as well. So I feel like we've done everything in good measure to try to not have to do more drastic, things, but,
Right.
it's just not happening. And, I mean, if it comes to protecting my kids, we'll do
Well,
whatever
sure.
we have to do.
Sure.
So,
You tell me who that owner is.
Old 15 that used to turn into North Street.
How many times do you think you've called the sheriff's office?
Every time I've seen it. Are you Kurt? Okay.
I've talked to her before.
Yeah. And I know Heaven Robbins, my neighbor, has called. Sarah Cook, my neighbor, has called. And I think Miss Sarah has maybe talked to Josh as well. We tried calling numbers that, were given to us. One sounded like a fax machine. One said it had a voicemail that hadn't been set up. And I went by and talked to his dad, also.
Jimmy, is it a law after so long, after so many calls that you can do anything?
I think if she signed one of those affidavits, good thing. Can.
We don't have nothing that goes by, it's not vicious.
I mean,
Well, and
coming
one
on
thing,
and tearing up your garbage,
It's
you
gotta
said.
be there for
doing-
72 hours according to the order.
yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that the person I spoke with in Marshall County said, people try to get, they do have a list of breeds on, as vicious dogs. They try to get around the pit bull thing by saying it's an American bulldog, which is a mix. And so if we did have something like this, I would want American bulldog put on there too.
Chad, if you're gonna do something, if y'all gonna do something, it's going to be all dogs. It ain't.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
We're
You
gonna say
can't-
pits, we're gonna do labs, huskies.
Yeah, I agree
It's
with
going to
that.
be
Any
dogs
dog
in
that's
general.
basically a nuisance or vicious.
I agree with you, I mean, it's a problem. because
It is,
I
it
have
is.
dogs all in my neighborhood, it's not mine.
Well, and
Always in my yard, but
I mean,
And the tanglefoot is an issue.
Tanglefoot,
I ride
yeah, I mean,
Tanglefoot, and it's always.
honestly-
how to
Honestly-
fix it, I don't
Dogs
know.
come from.
I mean, really, but it's a
We
problem.
get called all the time.
well, at least there'd be something in place that we could enforce. I mean, right now, there's just nothing to enforce.
I think it's something we need to look into, definitely.
We do.
Susan, let us,
I don't know exactly.
continue our research, and we'll contact Marshall County and get a copy of their ordinance
Okay.
and see what it says, and, we'll, be able to make a better decision about it.
Like I said, Marshall has leash laws, Tipa has a vicious dog ordinance. And
We have that here, but.
You do?
We have a vicious dog ordinance.
you-
Don't quote this,
For the
but a
county?
BB gun works real good. Don't put that in the paper.
I'll stay a little bit
The
more
BB gun
power.
does real good. It-
I know, honestly, I've never shot a gun in my life. My husband had the opportunity last Sunday, he didn't take it, he's a nicer person than I am. He really truly is. I was asking him to take that opportunity, and he didn't. He said, I wanna talk to the dog owner one more time. And, I know there's spray, wasp spray, bear spray, I've got some of that on the way, but, that could spray back in my face,
Sure.
the wind's been blowing, so,
Well, it's not your place to have to spend money.
that's my thoughts, yes.
I say it's a countywide problem, worse in some places than others.
Yeah, I've heard there's been other calls about
Yeah,
other
there has.
pits.
It's ain't the first.
Yeah.
There used to be one out there by Dart. I ran across him deer hunting a couple of times. It wasn't good.
And everybody that owns them says, that he ain't gonna bite you, ain't nothing wrong.
Well, I would say, look at the man at Myrtle. That was 3 pit bulls. He had raised them since puppies, and all 3 of them turned on him.
that's one thing, if somebody wants to keep one in their house, around their
And
family.
like I said,
Another
we
thing
moved
when it's
in-
getting around everybody else's family.
We'll keep it in your own
We,
yard, you know.
Right.
That's what Josh is saying, is that he don't keep this dog loose all the time, he keeps it in the house, and then he keeps it out on the chain too, he just turns it out to free it, but I mean, as it's called, if that's the case, it stays outside more than it does inside.
Well, if
That was his answer to me
he
when I
turns
called
it out
him.
to free it, I mean, yeah, it's free. We moved in November, we did not start having these problems until the weather warmed up, until March. He probably did keep it inside while it was
Until
cold.
then.
But, it's just been a problem, and I'm trying to notice if it's more on the weekends. I don't know if he's there all the time or just on the weekends, but, it was a problem this weekend and last weekend. I haven't let my kids out to play in 2 weeks, and I hate that because we, now have a space where they can ride their bikes and have free reign of the place, but, we have a burn pile out away from the house, and, he's killed a small coyote out there, or he was out there. The kids and I were in the van to go drop some cardboard on the burn pile, and, I see the dog chewing on a coyote. And then he's left dog bones up around our carport. That was just Saturday.
We'll do some checking, and Dave, you,
Yeah.
And I know Miss Robertson, who's right across the road from him on Old 15, who's elderly.
I think
I
this,
mean-
I think it's
That's
Amanda's mother,
Yeah.
grandmother.
And-
Yeah, I was thinking that when she
She's
told me.
afraid to go out of her house, and I hate
Right.
for, and Miss Deborah Autry is there, and, I mean, she lives by herself. I just hate, the Cooks have grandkids, Robbins and we have small kids, and I just hate that we're all, get your kids inside, we're texting each other,
Right.
I see the dog, get your kids inside.
Okay,
Let us do our work and
Sure.
then I'll get back with you,
Okay.
okay? All right?
thank you.
I'll
for
go
coming.
speak with him personally this afternoon, see if they,
Okay, and like I said, I think my husband Patrick, I mean, we're not wanting to cause problems, and, we haven't even met this neighbor, so, I mean, we wanna try to keep good relations with him, so, that's what we got.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Yes, I have a question. I live in town, not in the country, that's just a little different, because we got a town ordinance about touching off a firearm in town. So if a dog comes up to my house, and prowls around my yard, or gets to my storage shed, if I have to select an appropriate, weapon out of my closet to stop that, am I allowed to do that?
I'll tell you what
I'm not
I
as
do.
nice a man as Supervisor Owen, the one used to be.
May not be the right thing to say in a board meeting. If a pit bull's in my carport, I'm not gonna call the sheriff.
I ain't either. I agree.
I don't know what the law is on it. I mean, I know in the law, I'm not, in town, I'm not supposed to be firing.
I think you the sheriff at your house. You handle it how you deem appropriate.
Okay, that's just, I didn't ask that question. Nor did Supervisor Owen ask his, to make his comment.
Well, I've said BB guns, if it don't work, you can always move up to something else. Anyway,
I was curious.
I'm like, in my yard bothering me, I'm gonna take care of it.
I think we got another sweet lady wanting to talk to us, Miss Kathy Chisholm.
I appreciate that. I'm Miss Kathy Chisholm, I'm running for Senator District 3, State District 3, which is gonna be all of Union, all of Benton, and most of Pontoc. So if y'all could help me out, I really would appreciate it. I'll pass some cards down that side. I'm excited about this. I just wanna get in there and do what I can, work for the people. I want to hear what everybody has to say. If you have something of concern that needs to be taken care of, I'd like to be the one to get in there and fight for it for you.
Well, I wish you good luck.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I need a lot of help and prayers and votes.
We all do.
Well, I think we could all use the prayers. I don't know about y'all,
That's
but I
right.
could.
Prayers and the votes.
Hard work, and
It is hard work, it is, but that's what it's all about. And I think everybody here pretty much knows me, knows I'm willing to work. I don't mind work. And I get Bob out there once in a while.
And the dogs are a big problem when you're out doing this too.
They are, I promise you. I've even had them to come out the door of the house on me here in the city limits and
Well, the ones coming in the house, I make sure the door's shut, not I hold the door, at least till somebody gets there.
I'm telling you, well, when they open their door though, when those dogs run out and nipping at your ankles.
But he won't bite, what they'll also.
That's what they say.
Get her one of
Hey, get you one of
these,
these,
get
Kathy.
you one of these right here. Don't you do that. I ain't gonna let
No,
you do
no,
that.
That's one of those hot shots.
wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yet.
You don't show them how it works.
He implied that maybe I was doing something.
Does it work at a distance or you have to touch them with it?
It works on you when you mash the button, when it does. Ask Randy Owens.
I don't want one of
No,
those.
you don't need one.
That works backwards.
It works backwards, yeah.
I don't want that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Transmission messed up, but
Yeah, for the day.
I did get one of the little clickers. Of course, you know, some people get mad at you if you use something like that on a dog, but it didn't work. I tried it. There was a dog coming at me over on the east side of town, and the lady's standing in the door and she's hollering, "He won't bite." Yeah, he's growling. He's not wagging his tail.
Story many times. I got an app on my phone. Should I put on my phone?
And it keeps the dog away.
Have you tried it yet? Don't try it like that.
I'm turning it on here to show it to you.
Well, this goes with.
Well, I ordered the clicker. It was like $29.99. In fact, I ordered two of them. One for my stepdad.
This is free.
It doesn't work. It won't. You just push a button and it's supposed to be a noise that you can't hear if they can't. They don't show me. And that works. That's what I'm thinking.
I think the real deal.
Well, my son-in-law
Dogs run off.
said he would get me some spray, but I'm like the lady. If it comes back in my eyes,
Yeah,
then I'm the one that's in trouble.
Well, if you spray somebody's dog with pepper spray, they might not vote for you.
That's
more like
true, that's true. So, but I
The way I
appreciate
looked at it
y'all-
is, if a dog gonna bite me, the next one come up there asking for the vote, you'll bite him too.
Uh-oh.
So I didn't, I turned around and left.
But I don't mind if that next one gets bit, it's just me.
You're right.
So, and it would be my luck, the next one they'd have a dog put up, so they'd get to hand their card out and I wouldn't. Hey, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes.
I know it's.
Best of luck to you.
Thank
Yeah,
you, I
good luck.
appreciate that, I appreciate it a lot.
see you, Miss Kathy.
So you
Good luck, Kathy. Steve.
Thank you.
all right, y'all ready? We're gonna start on this first one.
Yes.
Statement for expenditures for the tax office for March 2019.
We're doing that and we're adding, we're gonna have to allocate, Terry's gonna tell you about that,
We'll
allocate.
allocate a fourth of the budget in the D quarter. And the tax collector's been 156,978. I wrote that quarter amount down for the sheriff and the jail as well.
We're gonna have to do this when we come to the sheriff's department.
Right, just do this.
But just do this one for the tax office.
So we need to allocate the tax
How much
office.
we allocate now?
156, 978. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah,
Need a
I
motion
did
to-
it before.
So moved.
Thank
Motion by Randy, second by Dave, all in favor? Motion carried. All right, we need a statement of expenditures for the sheriff's department and jail for March 2019
And allocate,
and allocating the budget.
So moved.
You got those numbers?
Well,
yes,
for the sheriff's department, 495, 435,
430, yeah. Sorry.
and then for the jail, 273, 665.
So moved.
Motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Randy,
I'll bet you never lose.
all in favor? Motion carried.
Mr. President,
All right.
I guess that's all that same
Yeah.
boy there.
We got the meal log for the jail for March 2019. I didn't say nothing. Y'all read Steve ain't here. He had a flat on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So he's was gonna try to get it aired up and get here, and he didn't know if it'd stay aired up and make it.
It must not have.
He must not have. I told him we'd be fine. Need a motion to approve the meal law.
So moved.
Motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Adam, all in favor? Motion carried. Claim docket for March 2019 payment.
Motion approved.
Motion by Randy,
Second.
second by Evan, all in favor? Motion carried. Board minutes for March 2019.
So moved.
Motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Randy, all in favor? Motion carried. Well, I was waiting on you to raise your hand, I kept looking.
I'll just raise Steve's hand.
There you go. Road Department work schedule for April 2019.
So moved.
Motion by Evan, second by Randy. All in favor? Motion carries. Solid waste register.
What's that total on that? We'll make room for it.
The total is 650, 160.
Motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Randy. All in favor?
Did you want to see this one?
Motion
Maybe
carries.
that time.
Medical examiner statements of fees. There's 19 of them.
I ain't seen it.
Jason, will you tell Andy, I just texted him, tell him we're gonna be there after the board meeting. We'll come out there and meet on County Road 54.
That's one not signed.
You been signing with your name?
No.
I work under the one again. I'm real good at this. You know how much you're saying.
Just start that.
Saturday, I think Saturday morning, around 9:30, I think. I don't know.
No, no, well, that's my dollar time.
I'll make a motion to
Which
approve
one, Andy?
medical examiner fees.
Is he got 3 of them?
Got Andy and Rob.
Second.
He has another one.
Mhm.
It's, my bigger little sister.
Yeah, Steve.
Son, that's right.
Steve?
I think it's just
Probably
Steve.
Randy and Rob.
That's all.
Okay. Motion by Dave,
No.
motion by Randy, second by Dave, all in favor.
He's close to being here.
All right. We need bailiff pay, they need pay on the record. Motion by Evan,
Second.
second by Dave, all in favor. Motion carried. Got to void and clear outstanding checks older than 6 months from Justice Court.
This is just the outstanding checks that we just have to void. They were written back in 2013, 14, 15, 16.
Never been cashed.
Correct. So we just have to settle it back to the general fund.
Okay.
Motion approved.
Motion by Randy,
Second.
second by Dave. All in favor? Put the money back.
Hang on just one second, I'll give you that amount.
Chancery clerk payment for certifying copies. You need me to shut up?
No, you go ahead, then I'm gonna jump into something. Let me just back up on the outstanding checks. There are two different amounts. There's one is on for, let's see, well, she's got them for two different periods, anyway. One total is $1,437.39, the other amount is $254.75.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. Okay, sorry,
We ready?
we're ready for this important one.
Chancery clerk payments for certifying copies of filed documents. Motion by Evan,
Second.
second by Dave. All in favor? Motion carried. Circuit clerk payment for circuit court.
So moved.
Motion by Dave, second by Evan. All in favor? Motion carried. Circuit clerk payment for services of registrar. Is that right? Star.
Registrar.
Star.
Motion approved.
Motion by Randy, second by Evan. All in favor? Motion carried. The election commissioner's claim form.
So moved.
Motion by Dave, second by Evan. All in favor? Motion carried.
Hold on just one second.
That's what she had. All right, you ready?
I am.
We need a pay increase for Luke Taylor for completing academy and being certified. Motion by Evan,
Second.
second by Randy, all in favor? Motion carried.
Fair housing, water grant, CDBG grant.
Are you ready, miss?
Mm-hmm.
Fair housing proclamation for the CDBG water project. Is this,
That's gonna be the.
Yours.
Yes, compliance requirement for that, CDBG.
okay,
And,
is that yours?
April is fair housing month.
Motion approved.
Motion by Randy, second by Evan, all in favor? Motion carried.
I need to send that back to the,
Do you, when we give us the net?
I'll give it a copy of it.
Okay.
You didn't sign that, did you?
Oh, under, lower?
All right, love,
They don't make no difference? You want me to put the date?
Yeah, put today's date.
I think it's Thursday. Renewal of CD for Union County Health Lease.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Renaissance not Renaissance, Bancorp South is offering 2.1% on a 12-month CD. B&A Bank is offering 2.05% for 12 months. And Renaissance is offering 1.95%. So you have Bancorp South at 2.1%, B&A 2.05%, and Renaissance 1.95%. But I'll make, that's it.
That's what I got to do.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the highest bid.
Motion by Randy to accept the highest bid. Need a second? Second by Adam. All in favor?
So that would be
Motion carried.
switching it to
Two.
Bancorp South.
Mr. President, could you explain that just a little? Is that the funds you gotta keep in case you have to take the hospital back over?
Yeah, that's the.
I don't know what that's.
That's correct.
It is,
Yeah.
Lynn.
Bonds.
How much is it?
8.5,
Yeah, 8.5.
something like that.
8.51.
Me.
Million.
That's what I thought.
Me.
Are you not allowed to put it somewhere where to do better?
Well, that's,
No, you can't invest it or anything like that, it has to be,
we can't hardly do nothing with it,
You
can
know,
we?
I can't do that with it, except for,
has to be secured with government bonds.
That's been my understanding. That's what
There ain't but what, like one thing that we can use any of the money for. The
Yeah,
interest,
You're just asking him to be invested somewhere else.
Indigent healthcare or something
Right.
like that?
I
A
think
small-
so.
Small part of it.
We use the interest, part of the interest to pay the, doctor and nurse at the jail, you can use it for indigent.
You can
inmate
spend the earnings,
care.
but you can't do anything with the principal.
That's right, that's right.
yeah, we
You
asked
can only
a
spend a
few years
portion of
ago
it.
if we could get some of it.
You can't spend all the interest, can you?
No, we and had a big meeting with them and all this, and,
If you ever get the hospital back, I guess they want that money
well, they said we'd have the 8 million
There.
in the hospital.
to operate
much
the
how it ended
hospital.
Yeah, that, yeah.
It's just leased out.
And we said, no thanks.
but one of these days, if that lease comes up, then what's gonna happen?
But the thing about that lease is for a long, long time
Long
in
time,
here.
yeah. It was a 50-year lease. What year was it, like 90, 89, 90? You remember, Johnny?
I just
No, I don't.
It
But-
It was at least that far back.
It was a 35-year
It was
lease with a
87.
15-year option to renew.
It's kind of a
We hadn't got to the option yet.
crazy deal, all the expansions they do and all their things, they pay for all of it.
Who owns it?
We do.
The expansion of the.
County owns it, the Baptist lease.
And they spend all the money on it, we can't touch a nickel of that money for nothing.
I feel like one of these days, somebody will benefit from it.
Well, they will, I mean, that's sort of what happened in Oxford, I mean, you know, they
Yeah.
done the same thing with their hospital over there, then they wanted out to build the new hospital, and it became a windfall for the city and the county.
Lowndes County did the same thing.
It'd be nice to get $8.5 million in the hospital, we'd sell it, they put a new one in.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Some of you guys, you know, I'll probably be gone with it.
I'm sure I will too.
It's trust fund, really, what it is.
Yeah.
Non-expendable trust.
Okay,
Thank you.
approve amendment number 2 in the Invest Prep Grant contract with TVA.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Dave, second by Randy. All in favor? Motion carried.
Get a copy of that.
Oh, I haven't got it
I'll make you a copy. You got a copy of that. Copy of that, ain't it? Fair housing,
Annette?
That's it.
yet.
So you want me to give it to you and then get you a
Is that your bad arm I just made you reach with? Sorry.
copy? You back going pretty good now.
Okay. Alright.
All right. Discuss quotes on bridge repair on 278 and 194.
Should have some bids somewhere.
Shelley send those over?
You may have, I don't have a computer to pull.
No, I don't think there was any.
I don't have any.
Jackson, you got
The
it?
answer's
Let me let them get them.
no.
She had them Friday.
You may go get them too.
I can go get them. I'll call her.
I'm sorry.
That's the
It's just quotes, it's not sale bid. Doesn't have to be
So
advertised.
Tommy and I was sitting there,
Alright,
he said,
you
"I don't
have-
know what he-"
We have two quotes, one is for County Road one ninety-four, the wing wall from Paul Smithy Construction. Another is on for County Road two seventy-eight, wing wall from Paul Smithy. And then we have, let's see, County Road one ninety-four from Steelcon, and County Road two seventy-eight from Steelcon. Want to look at them?
Let the,
Yes, sir.
you need a nine?
No, they're actually already open.
No, okay.
They were on my computer, I just don't know. I think we lost that computer.
You get everything on.
Yeah.
Which one's that?
This is Paul Smithy.
194 or
That's what I'm,
It's,
It's a lot.
194,
They yanked it.
24,694, 695, I'm sorry, is the quote. It's good for 30 days.
okay.
Alright, this is on 278 by Paul Smithy. Quote's good for 30 days, $8,500.
And that's on which one?
Paul Smithy, County Road 278,
How much is it coming?
$8,500. This is from Steelcon on 194. $22,450. There are, of course, some general guidelines and specific jobs that each is doing, so we probably do need to review each one of those and make sure that they're comparable. Either identical or not. And then this is by Steelcon on 278, $7,500 plus applicable tax. I believe the other one said plus applicable tax.
Yeah, we're not taxed.
Yeah.
That's all.
Same as before, probably need to compare the, exactly what they're doing for the 7,500 to what Paul Smithy's doing.
Do you wanna look or wanna ask?
You want to
Yes,
get,
you want.
I think Jason's probably more
Y'all mind
qualified
looking
than
at
I
them
am.
right quick?
Yeah.
We can look at them, they can look right through
Yeah.
them.
Thank you.
They look okay, we do it.
Dave, did you talk to Danny Jim?
Okay,
Okay, he got them all. Tell him he got them all.
He got them all. Okay.
And get that for him, we'll show.
You're on.
We need different ordinance about that. I know. We just need And that's my thing is that, I don't know that you can't be enforced so strictly, and that's fine. But in situations where you need to enforce, you need to.
And has he been pretty good?
Talking about.
Hey, are you, I think part of that. I mean,
Apparently he has some pretty solid experience on doing this.
I think we can, but. No, we walk out the truck,
Same way with this white dog.
Kansas Town Board barn, I'm not, town board, I didn't reckon what I saw Friday, so
It's left up to me.
I was going over there yesterday.
When I went out to.
there's some curiosity.
I got plenty of room for you.
Especially that one particular, which one I'm talking about? They do, really.
Board meeting.
Let me tell you that. Me, Sam, Mary Kate, Mark,
Just get a hold of the sheriff. You look at the board. He got them all. Now, are they all there? Are they all there? Some of them.
Just think of how easy it was up there. Today, well, she was sick, so I didn't breakfast stuff this morning for her. She said she didn't think she'd make 30 years married to Harold, much less.
Not really easy right now.
Same way.
Well, you know,
We don't have that.
I knew she lived up there.
Yeah,
Or used to.
she's still there. She's still there.
Hey, when we go down, Ken,
let's go down there.
He's right.
they said they're fine, I make a motion to approve.
the low bid.
Right, the low bid.
Okay, motion to approve low bid
Second.
by Randy, second by Dave, all in favor, motion carries.
And low bid, if I recall, was
Low bid.
steel con.
So both bids, steel con were low.
All right, anybody else? Got something important?
Mr. President, I'm not gonna publish anything about this, but do I guess there's a sense that the board is gonna consider doing some sort of a vicious dog ordinance, or looking at those from other counties, or something like that?
We're gonna look
We're
at,
gonna look into it.
we're gonna look into it. Right now, we just don't have enough information to make a good decision, but we're gonna.
Big step.
It is a
Yeah,
big
it
step.
is.
It's a real big step, so we're gonna.
There is a vicious dog ordinance.
We already have one on the books.
Yes.
A vicious
A
dog.
vicious dog.
And it may be where we,
That's-
like,
That's a question that's wide too.
yeah, and Kurt says we might can work on what we got.
Yeah, maybe able to amend it, you know,
Right.
without doing a whole separate
Yeah,
ordinance.
could you do something so that the sheriff can send a deputy up there and give somebody a, you know, pretty candid conversation that can't hurt.
Right.
Well, you need it where you can do maybe case by case, instead of trying to do it to everybody, I don't think I can do it to everybody.
There's a fine, a delicate balance between the ability to own and, love an animal and, not being interfering with another's
If
rights.
it's your own dog, you need to take care of it, keep it at home, if it's bothering other people, if it's not,
So, I'll help you.
You got anything?
What about guidelines for EMR, do we do that?
No, we're not
it's
gonna
like,
do that.
if they're going, they're not gonna do that.
Christy Sullivan, been at the tax office for 30 years, as of yesterday.
She going home?
She better not,
Do what?
she better not.
No, okay.
Oh.
So
No, she just needs a good congratulations
I
for being
think
here
so.
for 30 years.
I think so, I agree with that. You made me nervous.
I'll go give her a big hug.
Not as nervous as you'd be? Okay.
What we can do.
The new one?
30 years, good
Want this
knowledge
dog?
there. Yeah, she was only 10 when she started work. She graduated early.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else, Madlock? You gonna get that from
Once
Ross
these big
County?
thugs on here, wanna cover like
How many
Joe Biden.
more thug lawyers you got friends around
Lots of them.
this? Okay.
I got Tipper County and Benton
Well,
County.
Sharon was 31 years.
I bet you Benton County's got one, cause they had the, that set of pit bulls that killed 2 people up there. And so I'll call Little John Reese.
Well, we need to try to do something before this happens over here. But I don't know if you can control all that.
Yeah.
All right, we need a motion to recess to Monday, April 15th, 2019. Motion by Randy. Second by Evan, all in favor?